Hey, my freaky fam, welcome to another edition of Capital City Paranormalish, where we delve into the exploration of odd, creepy, paranormal, strange, unexplainable, the TikToks that really get you going. Anyways, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down there, somewhere down there anyways. Show the channel the love, we really appreciate it, and yeah, if you could just do that, it takes 2 seconds, it doesn't cost anything, and the appreciation is really there. You're helping us. And yeah, so let's get on with tonight's videos and get right to it, freaky fam. Let's go.
That's very rare. That's incredibly rare. Reptiles do not generally come into a house to waste their time with a human. They'll send a grey. But where a reptile does come down, it's because that individual is so important that it requires an interaction from the high level. Again, it depends on that individual. What is that person to them? What is that person to humanity? And they have, for want of a better word, time machines where they can predict ahead what each person will do. And if they see a person is a threat to them, they will attempt to come along, interact with them, and send them off on a different course. There are many, many psychic men and women on the planet who, if left to their own devices, will be incredibly beneficial. And so what the system will do is try and target a disruptive male to get involved with a female, or vice versa, and to make that person's life hell. Everything and anything to make somebody not think about themselves. So it's all part and parcel of what happens. What will a reptile do? Well, a reptile will come in, and generally it won't disguise itself heavily, because if it's come to meet somebody, that person is considered important enough for them to be there, and they'll only disguise themselves to prevent that human freaking out.
Well, I don't know what you guys think, but I think that's pretty nice of them to. I don't want to be startled and freak out if I see something and I'm just not expecting it, and it's different and everything. I don't know how I might react like right in the instant, but I know I want to act civil and proper, and so it's kind of, I would rather them kind of disguise up and maybe ease us into it kind of thing, if it was for me anyways. But I'm sure I can handle it either way, but I'd prefer it that way. It's just a little slower transition there. You get a little ready for it. Anyways, what do you guys think? How would it matter to you, or what's your opinion on the whole thing? Anyways, let's go down to the next video.
There are essentially 3 different types of reptilians. There's the subterranean type, and they literally live in the large cavern systems underground. Sometimes they have quite modern facilities and installations underground. There are the extraterrestrial variety, which literally come here from other worlds in our cosmos, in this plane of existence. They travel here in stargates, or they travel here in spaceships, or both. And then there's the interdimensional variety, where these beings tend to stay like in the lower 4th dimension, although because they're masters of frequency and resonance and can alter their density, they can even go into higher dimensions.
This reptilian bloodline you talk about, how do they manage to keep it pure?
Well, they haven't, in fact. The reason why people in positions of power today look like normal humans and basically act like normal humans is because they have interbred over and over again.
Thank you. I've heard this rumor that our presidents come from this bloodline.
That is absolutely true. It's real. These reptilian people in positions of power are literally coming from another dimension.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell you what kind of reptilians there are, but I'm pretty sure there are reptilians. I'm pretty sure we've seen enough evidence of that, would point to that. Anyways, when you see cryptic drawings of them on cave walls and whatnot that are thousands of years old, then yeah, I think there's got to be some truth and validity to it then. But anyways, tell me what you guys think down in the comments.
I know the truth is hard to swallow, just digest it. Suspected something's going on, but chose to just neglect it. Deflected by some breaking.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me at all. I'm sure there's a long list of celebrities and, you know, famous people that are of that bloodline, I guess. I don't know. How do you think a lot of people got to where they are? I mean, look at the Diddy case and whatnot, and Epstein, and like they're scandalous up there. I don't know what's going through their heads, but I don't know. Having it all isn't even enough. Anyways, here's the next video.
I've seen areas where I was put into a clean room. If you know what a clean room is, has a drain in the middle of the floor where you can dissect somebody and you just hose everything down when you're done. It's called a clean room. And I knew that there was some reptilian doctors that was on the other side of the door, but there was a platform evidently above the window I was working at, and there was humans up there, and there was, I don't know why they was pushing them off. It seemed like low gravity, and as they was falling, these things was coming out of the wall that looked like electrical conduit, and it would jab them each side of the leg and the inner side, and suck all the fluid out of them. And they would look like mummies as they was coming down, but they was coming down all the way to the floor, and they had the shorter reptilian guys down there, and they was throwing the bodies into these burners, and they had this thing on the ceiling. It was like half moon shaped, silver, and it would go over to a pile of bodies and pick them up, vacuum them up, or whatever it was doing. I don't know how it was, probably vacuuming them up, and it would carry it over a batch of bodies over closer to a burner. And they had these the short reptilian guys just throwing the bodies in there, burning it up. It's that was kind of disturbing.
Yeah, just by first glance, I would say that guy's probably seen a few things. I don't know. He just looks like you know, very been in the world looking. If that's a way to say it. No insult at all. I mean, that's a total compliment. But yeah, you know, it wouldn't surprise me that there's probably a lot of things going on that we would seem very traumatic, you know. But anyways, yeah, like for me, human trafficking is ridiculous. I can't even believe that happens. I don't know. What do you guys think? And with that being said, remember, call your MLAs, make it heard that it should be a law that all containers are opened prior to loading on them on a ship, because we're shipping containers full of kids and people, you know, like that's ridiculous. We got to make sure that these containers are free of people, for sure. Anyways, tell me what you guys think. And with that said, here's the next video, freaky fam.
Yeah.
What did you see?
I was getting off that plane, for sure.
But I am telling you!
The plane lady. What did she see, and why did she get off the plane?
Like, what was the reason that you wanted to get off so bad? I gotta ask you, how does it feel to be traveling again after what you went through?
A little bit of anxiety.
That mother back there is not real!
The flight that captivated the world.
A lot of people are curious what exactly you saw. Because you know, you alluded to what you saw, but like, we just want to know, like, you know what?
Yeah.
The internet went crazy with speculations.
What did you see?
I mean, thanks for asking that, but I have been told that I cannot comment on it right now.
I see. I see.
I'm sorry.
Are you going to, like, you know, have a full kind of interview somewhere, or like what's going on? What's the deal? What's the plan on?
The rate it's going, I feel like it's going to have to happen.
Yeah.
So yes, there's some things in the works, mostly nonprofit charity stuff. But I've been trying to like lay low for the most part, but reporters wouldn't let that happen. So
yeah. Well,
like I was somewhat strong-armed into speaking, and now here we are.
Well, I do want to know. Like, I mean, you won't say to me what you saw right now.
Yeah.
All right, just got her too. Yeah. Well, but what about, like, what was the reason that you wanted to get off so bad?
Again, can't speak on that right now, but I was distressed and I was getting off the plane no matter what. I just probably didn't need to make the scene that I made.
Right.
But I was getting off that plane, for sure.
Right, and you stand by that, like, 100%, even now?
100%.
No, fam, I'd have to say she's seen something with the way she was freaking out. Like, I mean, I don't think people just freak out like that on a plane or even in public like that, unless they're really traumed out about something. So, yeah, definitely, I think she saw something, which would be kind of interesting to hear the whole story from her side and from her, how she's seen it. Anyways, yeah, what do you guys think? Let's get to the next video.
No. And some other supporting guys, and then Tom Cruise walks in, and even those guys are like, whoa, and he's super stoked to be there, just like, yeah, oh, boom, he's like, and so he comes over and he sits next to me, and I think he had been briefed on some of the supporting guys, but he was like trying to place me, so he sat down next to me, and he's like, I love your work. And I went, oh, thanks. I love your work too, Tom Cruise. Thanks. And I go, yeah, I'm friends with Judd Apatow and Seth Rogen, and they went to your house. And went, yes. They did come to my house. And I said, Seth Rogen was like, it was amazing. He has like a bike track in his backyard. It's phenomenal. And I did a Seth Rogen impression, and it was like I did a magic trick. Tom Cruise was like, yeah. Wow. And he points to me. And he pointed at me and he goes, you do impressions and you're on Saturday Night Live. It was like he won a game show. He was like, yeah, Tom. At the premiere, he came up to me and he goes, can you believe we were in that movie? And I was like, I can believe you were in that movie. I was like, you're Tom Cruise. I worked on Collateral Damage. With Arnold Schwarzenegger. Sure. I know you like it. Yeah. Schwarzenegger. Who doesn't love Schwarzenegger? Yeah. It's crazy. We were in the jungle, like where they shot like Predator, like in Mexico. And Arnold just hung out like with no shirt on, like in boxers, like smoking a cigar, like playing chess. Come on, dude. Come on. And he caught on to it, and he was like, what is that?
You kind of popped right away because you did an Al Pacino impression.
Yeah.
And everybody in our office was talking about it, on Monday. They're like, that guy, that's really funny. Did you study a lot of Pacino's films to get him down? How did you come to that impression?
No. I watched him on the his acceptance speech on the Emmys for Angels in America.
That's the only time. That's the only part you studied, yeah.
Yeah, I was watching that, and he was kind of like just totally into like the peripheral and like weird things. So he was like, "Oh wow, we got some lights, a couple of cameras. That's nice. All right." And I did Pacino. It was kind of weird, interviewing his new maid staff. It's like, if I walk into this kitchen and I see a cantaloupe on that table, I will lose.
Wow, there is something with that guy. I don't know. That was more than just impressions. Like, I don't know, you could see with that Tom Cruise, you could see it actually change back and forth from that guy to that guy. Like, oh my God. No, that's more than just a guy doing impressions. I don't know. That's my opinion anyways. That's crazy. Wow. Phenomenal. Anyways, here we go to the next one. Here we go to the next one, guys and girls.
Here she is. So that is Sasha. So she is a reptilian, and there are some reptilians that are good, and she is this totally badass, super incredible reptilian warrior energy, and she has been facilitating the rebel movement against the bad reptilians. So it's been pretty exciting. So huge update here. All right. So she said that she's actually in the middle right now, like in this moment, of overthrowing a reptilian encampment. So, and I don't talk to her often, so this is new to me. She has basically been going to different reptilian, I don't know, encampments or like pods. I don't know what you would call them. It's all underground. It's all underground, and she's been battling them. And basically like overthrowing them with her little group of reptilians. So it's funny because when I remote view and I ask these questions, and I'm usually always going off planet, but with Sasha, for whatever reason, I'm like sometimes on planet, sometimes off planet, because she does so much work here. Anyway, so it's really interesting. So I talked to her and she was on planet Earth. Once again, just a weird thing that I'm not used to because I usually just go off. And what else did she say? So I said, how are you getting your forces? Like, how are you getting, because she's got this like group of reptilian beings. And not only is she like leading one group, but there are many factions, many groups all over the world. She just shot me an image of India, actually, where they're overthrowing these little pods underground. And one of the things that they say when they go there, it's not just like war and death, it's, do you want to join our side? Do you want to come with us? Are you kind of sick of this place? And a lot of them do end up going, and a lot of them do end up having a lot of pride and ego and being stubborn. Of course, it's that like reptilian brain, on overdrive. And so she also said too that she will help to facilitate the reptilian individuals who are in these underground bunkers, or I guess pods or caves. And if they're like, hey, Galactic Federation, like I want to get out of here, I don't want to be here anymore, she will either guide them out of the caves, which I think we've talked about before. She'll like basically create a little light or an orb of light, and she'll guide them out. She'll like walk them out of the cave system. And it is so like chaotic in there, right? The cave system is so chaotic in there that you would die if you didn't have someone like that walking you out. So anyway, so she'll walk them out, and then she also was talking about this teleportation device, which I don't think I've ever talked to her about. She mentioned, where she showed me, that it looked like almost like a handheld black disc sort of thing, and that she puts it on the ground, and it almost creates like a sphere or a bubble around the disc. And then it takes those individuals, and then you have to have another black disc at the other end, and then that's where you arrive. And then I said, okay, wow, because I don't really see teleportation devices too often, and I think that a lot of spaceships have it, but I've never talked to them about it. Anyway, so I said, wow, you can teleport on planet Earth, like that's pretty cool. Obviously using this device, right? Because she's teleporting these beings from like cave to cave sort of thing. And she said, yes, but it doesn't work as well as it does, I guess, on other planets or on ships, just because the density is like so strong here. So she said that she's not able to move as many individuals as she usually is able to elsewhere.
Sorry there, fam. I had to switch venues there. Had a little bit of an interruption. But hey, everything's good. Everything's good. So yeah, I don't know. What do you think about that? You think she's a little bit toot toot, or you think she's on something? I don't know. It sounds like, you know what? To me, anything could be plausible nowadays. I don't know. What do you guys think? All right, here's the next video.
World leaders are actually shape-shifting reptilian aliens from another dimension who control Earth from underground bases. This wild conspiracy theory, popularized by David Icke, claims these blood-drinking lizard people have infiltrated governments worldwide, including the British royal family and the Bush dynasty. They supposedly came from the Alpha Draconis star system and can take human form at will. A 2013 poll showed 4% of American voters actually believe this. Next time you see a politician acting strange, maybe they're just having trouble maintaining their human disguise.
God, fam, did you see her leg? Gross. There was something definitely not right about that. That's crazy. I mean, you can't really deny that. That's like right in front of us there. Anyways, we've reached that point that nobody likes, the end of the video. So thank you for tuning in, and definitely hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. It really helps the channel. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. It takes 2 seconds, and it helps so much. Show us the love, peeps. Show us the love. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by Halloween, so only you guys can make that possible. But anyways, yeah, I'm throwing the love out to all the faithful subscribers and all the future subscribers too. So like we say all the time at the end of the video, we'll see you in the next video. Au revoir. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Capital City Paranormal-ish. Join us again next time when we once again delve into another video of unexplainable, odd, strange, creepy, paranormal TikToks. But until then, stay safe and au revoir, freaky fam.